What's good? This is Marcus the Fingaz, Dafingaz. I am a music composer and producer diving in on sync and trailer music. Today on the Syncrets To Success podcast, we are at day 8. We are already a week in. We are diving into the world of exclusive versus non-exclusive sync licensing agreements. Understanding the differences and weighing the pros and cons of each is essential for composers like us to make informed decisions about our music licensing. So let's begin by defining exclusive and non-exclusive sync licensing agreements. An exclusive agreement grants one entity, a sync library, a sync agent, a music supervisor, or a production company, the sole right to use our music in their projects. So you can have a song that is exclusively signed to a library. That means you cannot send that song to another library. That library represents that song exclusively. On the other hand, a non-exclusive agreement allows us to work with multiple entities while retaining the right to license our music elsewhere. So I can have one song that's not exclusively signed to one library and not exclusively signed to 3 other libraries also. The big drawing point or the allure of exclusivity lies in the potential for higher sync fees and exclusive placements in prominent projects. It can also simplify rights management as exclusive partner assumes full responsibility for licensing our music. The downside of exclusive agreements is that it limits our music's exposure and opportunities to be placed in other projects. So you want to be very selective with the music libraries you sign up with, both exclusively and non-exclusively, and understand the role your music plays in both. Now, there are some libraries that I personally work with that are only not exclusive, and I've asked them, can they add an exclusivity clause to their agreement? Because I want to mostly work in exclusivity with exclusive libraries because it's easier on the management side. Because if I have one track that's with 4 other libraries, what if all 4 libraries submit the same idea to the same opportunity? It rarely happens, but it can happen. Especially with trailer music. So I try to be selective with trailer music. And in most cases, even if I'm working with a library non-exclusively, I might treat them as exclusive, whereas I'll keep the song only with that library. Maybe I'll sign it to some other libraries. Also with non-exclusive libraries, which we'll talk about it a little bit, they could retitle the song just to avoid confusion. So let's say your song is called, Amazing Song. Let's say you sign it non-exclusively with Library 1, they might change the title to Great Song, so that Library 2 might change the title to, Another Great Song. But no library should keep this title Amazing Song because that can be very confusing when they try to register the song, if they register the song on PROs and things like that. So keep that in mind. There are a lot of things with exclusivity and non-exclusivity. I do work with both. At one point, I was only doing exclusive, but then I started connecting with great libraries that only do non-exclusive agreements. So there is that give and take. So on the other hand, non-exclusive agreements offer sort of the advantage of flexibility. You can collaborate with multiple partners. You can increase the chance of your music being used and licensed in various projects. You have the chance to broaden the reach of potential earnings. You have the chance to broaden the reach of your song and potential earnings. So the challenge lies in coordinating multiple licenses and ensuring the proper tracking of usage and royalties. You want to maximize opportunities that often involve striking the balance between exclusive agreements and non-exclusive agreements. Working with non-exclusive partners can help us maintain a steady stream of placements while still considering selective exclusive opportunities for high-profile projects. The biggest project I worked on to date was music for Disneyland, and that was, of course, exclusive. Strategies for managing exclusive and non-exclusive agreements simultaneously include clearly defining the scope of exclusivity in any exclusive contract. We should ensure that it only applies to the specific project or media specified in the agreement, allowing us the freedom to license our music elsewhere for other uses. In some cases, you might see the term exclusivity in perpetuity. A lot of times we are told to run away from those words in perpetuity, but in some cases it could be beneficial to have a library represent your song forever, especially if it's a big library and they have a catalog and they can help get your song placed multiple times over and over. So just consider those aspects when joining exclusive libraries and non-exclusive libraries. When you are deciding between exclusive and non-exclusive sync deals, Several factors that come into play, including the value of the project, the reputation and the track record of the partner, the music library, the music supervisor, the potential for exposure and future collaborations. You also want to weigh the benefits against the potential limitations to make an informed decision that aligns with your personal short-term and long-term goals. So you have to think about all this as you're reading through these agreements. I typically never sign the deal like immediately on the spot. I usually read through, make sure I understand some of the things that are being mentioned there, take notes if I don't understand something, ask questions, things like that. As composers, we have the power to tailor our sync licensing strategy to fit our unique needs and aspirations. So we can align with the right partners, the right libraries that are great for our music. We can embrace these opportunities presented by both exclusive and non-exclusive agreements to grow our presence in the sync licensing industry. So one other thing about exclusivity is we are talking specifically about signing our music exclusively or non-exclusively with libraries, not signing you as an artist. So if you are an artist and you sign like an overall sync deal exclusively with like Sony, that means Sony represents your catalog in the sync licensing space, and you cannot go to other libraries with your music or with your catalog because you as an artist are signed exclusively with this label or with this entity. So make sure you make that distinction. For the most part, we are talking about just signing individual songs or maybe albums, exclusively or non-exclusively with a library, but not signing yourself as a talent because unless it's a really good deal, you want to have yourself be not exclusive to all these libraries. That way you can work with one library exclusively, you can work with another library exclusively, you can work with another library not exclusively, and you have that freedom to do all these different projects. So hopefully that's clear. That wraps up day 8 of Syncrets to Success, your guide to mastering sync licensing. Hopefully I will see you tomorrow on day 9. This is Fingaz. Again, be sure to join the Syncrets to Success Facebook group, and I will see you tomorrow on day 9. All right. Peace.